Hi everyone, it's me, Spring, the fiber enthusiast, and welcome to the channel. Today's tutorial is going to be on a Tunisian style Christmas ornament, just a simple Christmas ball, but I'm also going to give you a couple other ideas as well. Now you just need some small ball of scrap yarn. For this particular one, I used two different colors, and that is how I'm going to work up the one in the video. I will be showing you how to do, like I said, a couple other ideas or suggestions, but I will show you how to make this in full. So just a small scrap ball of yarn, two colors. If you don't use two colors, that's perfectly fine. You just follow the same steps with the same color. You don't change colors. I used a worsted weight yarn, and I used a 5mm regular crochet hook. So you don't need any special tools for that. And a darning needle to sew in the ends, a pair of scissors to cut away, and something to fill it. Now you can use polyfill if you like. I have this recyclable, it's recycled from plastic bottles, and it's just like a packaging insulation. So what I did is I cut a square of it, rolled it up into a ball, and put it inside before I sewed the top and put a little loop on it. You can use scrap yarn if you want to. You can do all kinds of stuff. The only other thing that you would need is potentially a jingle bell to either go inside of this and treat it like a cat toy, or on the tree as well, and it would have a little jingle to it. Or the other idea that I'm going to show you is turning this, instead of to a ball, into a bell. So we're going to work up the ball to start with. The first thing we're going to do is, you can do a magic loop, a magic ring if you want. I just chained 5, and I'm going to create a ring by slip stitching to that first chain. Now I'm going to place 10 single crochets into this circle here that I just created with that chain. So go ahead and place 10 single crochets into the ring, and when you get to the end, you're going to slip stitch to the very first single crochet to complete the last stitch. So here we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, this tail out of the way, 6, 7, 8, and you may have to scoot them around a little bit if you're using a chain, 9, and 10. And if you're unsure of the first one and you don't use stitch markers, you would just count back. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. So here's my very first stitch. I'm going to slip stitch to it. Now I'm going to chain a total of 9 chains. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. Now I'm going to go back through and Tunisian simple stitch all of those. And when I have 9 loops on my hook, I will know that I'm at the base of this chain here. Just going to go right on down the line, picking up stitches. Like such. So I should have 9. There's 3, 6, and 9. I'm going to go back into that same stitch. And instead of bringing the white up, now I'm going to be bringing the green up. So this is where I'm going to change color, is down here into our single crochets. Move that tail out of the way. And now we're going to yarn over, and go through 2, yarn over, go through 2, and you're going to do that until you have 1 loop left on your hook. Now we're going to Tunisian knit stitch. So we're going to go in between those vertical bars, the one on the front and the one on the back, and Tunisian knit stitch. Every stitch for 9 stitches. That very first loop on your hook is the first stitch. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and now this 9th one I'm going to pick up just as if I was Tunisian knit stitch. Let me zoom in so you can see this better. So just as if I was going to Tunisian knit stitch, but this time I'm going to go under the white stitch and the green stitch, so both of those. Then I'm going to pull that stitch up. Now we're going to go into the very next single crochet, drop the green, and pick up the white. And that's just how we're going to change colors. So we're doing 2 in every single crochet. We're doing a white and a green in every single crochet. So I'm going to yarn over and go through 2, yarn over, go through 2, yarn over, go through 2, all the way till there's 1 loop left on the hook, which is the first stitch of the next row. Now, like with amigurumi, this is going to be quite a bit tighter than your standard stitching. Okay, so now we have the white. We're going to work our way back down, Tunisian knit stitch. Till we have 9 stitches on our hook. Now this last one, again, the same thing. I'm going to Tunisian knit stitch, but I'm going through and picking up both of those strands, the green and the white, and yarning over and coming through both of them. Now I'm going to go back into that same single crochet, drop the white, and pick up the green. Now yarn over and go through 2, yarn over, go through 2. And you're going to continue to do this all the way around until we have reached the end. So we started with 10 single crochets around our chain 4, or magic circle if you did that. And we're going to have 20 rows when I meet back up with you. Again, if you're not changing colors, you just continue the same color and do 2 rows in every single crochet all the way around. When I get to the end, I'm going to meet up with you and show you how to finish this up, closing it up together. Okay, so for your last row, we're just going to stop right here at that. We're not connecting anywhere down here. And we're just going to yarn over and go through 2, yarn over, go through 2, until there is nothing left. Like that. You have your 1 loop left. That's it. Now we're going to cut a pretty good tail of the green. So a foot, maybe a foot and a half of the green, and go ahead and pull that all the way through. And we're going to use our darning needle at this point. There we go. Move all the little tidbits out of the way. Now I'm turning it inside out. Now you have an option at this point to have the ball go this way, where your stripes are vertical without zigzags, or the proper way, which is that way. And I say proper only because that's the way I have this one. So I'm turning this one inside out, just like the other one. And now I'm going to bring the two ends together like this. And I'm going to start working back and forth between the two ends and sewing them together. So what I'm doing is I'm coming through that knitted, or through that Tunisian stitch from the back, and coming through the opposite side. So again, I'm just going to come over here and go through the back of the next stitch and through that stitch. And you can do this right side out if you want, and you can start from the top and work your way down. That's completely up to you. Like this. I'll show you how to work it this way as well. Get the little ends out of the way. Okay, so I'm just coming up through that stitch, coming all the way through and going down through the next side, and repeat. And we'll tighten it up once we get to the end. And now I'm just gonna kind of snug everything up here. There we go. Okay, so once you have it to this point, you can stuff it first, or you can stuff it after you've worked this tail. Once I get there, I'm going to go ahead and cut away from the white and stuff that white down in there. Now all I'm going to do for this is bring my needle up, and I'm just going to weave in and out of all of these end stitches here. Just in and out like this. Once I get so far, I got to pull it through. Now we're going to do some more. And I'm just weaving in and out under both of those legs of the end stitch here. Pull through some more, and now we're down to the last couple of stitches here. All right, so now we're all the way through, and it's going to be a little bit loud with the wrap here. But all I'm doing is creating something that resembles a little bit of a ball. And again, you can use scrap yarn, you can use polyfill, piece of fabric, whatever. And I'm just gonna stuff it down in there and pull that tight. And now you can adjust it. Once it's in there, you can just work it around until it is the shape you want of a ball. And then what I do is bring this across and just kind of sew this up at the top. Because if you're doing magic circle, you're going to get the bottom nice and tight as well. All right, now the next thing is to make a chain. So you have your tail here. And all I'm going to do is pop my hook through the edge, the very edge, yarn over, pull up a loop. And that's going to give me the loop on my hook to start chaining. And I'm going to chain 12. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. I'm going to turn it to the opposite side, and I'm just going to reach in on the opposite side here and pop my hook through, grab the tail, pull it through and through, so it's like a slip stitch. Pull that end out, and now I can sew in the end, and it's got a little chain to hang it from on the Christmas tree. Or like I said, you can omit this and create a cat ball. Put a little bit of catnip in there if you want, and let them bat it around and play with it. Just be cautious that if it starts to come apart, that the cat does not swallow or ingest yarn. So the other idea that I was telling you about, here is a solid version. You're going to do the same thing, cut a long tail, and probably going to cut quite a bit longer than I generally would for the other project, because I'm going to do a round of single crochets once I get the parts sewn together, the two ends sewn together. There we go. Okay, so for this, I'm just going to work my needle and tail up this last row here. And it may seem a little awkward to start with. I'm just going to pull that tail all the way through, and you'll see why. Now, I don't want to tighten it. I just want it so that way it runs along the edge here. Now, I'm going to start whip stitching the two sides together. This time I'm just using the outer stitch of both sides. And I'm just going to continue to work my way down doing that. Okay, so now that I have it all sewn together, I'm just going to kind of give it a little tug and pull that trim there together. Now, the reason for the extra long tail is because I want to do a set of single crochets all the way around. And I'm just going to go into a stitch, yarn over, and pull up a loop. That gets me started. And now I'm going to chain one and go back into the stitch and single crochet. So I'm just going to work a round of single crochets at this point. Just working my way around. Okay, once I get to the end, I'm going to slip stitch to the very first one. Now I'm going to chain one and single crochet into that stitch one more time. And I'm going to do 2 single crochets into every stitch this time. So we're just going to place 2 single crochets in every stitch all the way around. Once you've done that, I'll meet back up with you. Okay, so once you've done that, you can slip stitch to the very first one and cut away from your tail. And sew in your end. Now, the idea of this particular one is so that way you could make a bell. Tunisian style crochet and make a bell. You can do the loop like we did for the other one. And when you do that, you can hang a jingle bell on the inside and it would create a bell. Kind of looks like a hat too, like the Red Hat Society. But I don't know, these are just some ideas that I thought would be kind of fun to work with, Tunisian, and try to come up with some type of ornaments that would work up quickly and fun. So we have what could be a jingle bell, and we also have the little Christmas balls. Now, these could be created as garland as well. They're not very big. They're actually very small. But you could always make them bigger. All right, everyone, that's just some ideas and some quick ways to work up a couple of different Christmas ornaments, Tunisian style. Be blessed, be a blessing, and until next time, bye for now.